shop ana sama jigéen ñi dama bëgg ngeen jox ma seen nopp garme yi ndaxte quality jasna amal nañ leen ay til yu toj daala poos abaaya yu yiiw waaye it amal nañ leen ay boreda yu rafet boreda yoo xam ne pour góor ñi la ak pour jigéen ñi amal nañ leen body scrub yi nga xam ne nii dafay defar seen yaram bam nice waaye it fàttewuñ fa diw yi ana sama jeeg yu pare yi quality jasna amal nañ leen fa andi cuuraay yu neex house spray ak bépp xeetu baax pour seen biir néeg dama ne atum ren jii ku sa jëkkër mere ku ne yow la neex ndaxte quality jasna ñëw na si dëkk bi pour defar sëy yi make-up artist yi bàyyi leen gannaaw ñu ngi leen fa amal ay make-up product yu quality waxu leen léegi nii foofa sa Westfield jàkkaarloog monument bi wala nga jokkoo quality jasna si 250 01 24 ak quality jasna taaral sa bopp taaral sa néeg waaye it bégal sa alaaji aas.
Viewers, if you are just tuning in, this is Gambian Talents TV. Today we are here at the Parliament to bring you what is happening inside. Today's sessions will be based on the question for oral answer with the Vice President of the Gambia and other cabinet minister. Reporting from the Parliament, I am R.S. Jaju. Thank you.
The government inability to perform. Yes, Honorable Speaker, as I just mentioned, Talinding is in the KMC, Metropolitan, and KMC is a very densely populated area. But I try to bring a community policing, different youth from different sectors, to map out crime in Talinding, and it was so successful, and I think many National Assembly members can do it. Honorable Speaker, the deadly drug was, according to research, was originated from a particular country, and record has accounted citizens of that country. So I think in that case, Honorable Speaker, something needs to be done. Despite the ECOWAS protocol on free trade of movement and service and goods, we need to see the kind of people that we accept in our society. We should not accept criminals to come and spoil our children. We owe them this. We owe our citizens this. We need to protect them. So those dealing with this drug should not be allowed inside the Gambia to destroy our kids, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, finally, Honorable Speaker, we cannot also say that the government is not helping drug law enforcement agencies. My sister's son happened to be a victim of
Ministers scheduled today to give their oral answers. I thank you all. Clerk, we proceed.
Questions for oral answers by His Excellency, the Vice President.
Honorable members, I now invite the Honorable Vice President. Questions for which due notice were given to His Excellency the Vice President by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 120 of 2024. By the honorable member for Foni Bintang.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, could His Excellency the Vice President tell this August Assembly why he is not residing at the Vice President residence in Fajar?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that the residence is currently under rehabilitation.
How soon will the rehabilitation be completed?
Honorable Speaker, I want to inform this August Assembly that actually I will be moving by the end of this month.
Congratulations.
Any supplementary questions? I mean, yes, this is what I'm saying. Yes, Honorable Member for Fonyi Kansala. Pardon? You have withdrawn. All right, Honorable Latrikunda, you are just saying it.
I withdraw, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member for Same. Thank you very much, Honorable Members. We now move question number 121 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Fonyi Kansala.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there still exists ambiguity surrounding the sales of assets of former President Yahya Jammeh. Without clear receipts of sales, no evidence of buyers' names, and the cost of each asset. Could His Excellency, the Vice President, inform this Assembly if the President is ready to set up further inquiries in the sales of the assets, as it is a national concern to the Gambian citizenry in maintaining integrity, credibility of government?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that my office is working in consultation with the Minister of Justice to put forward a comprehensive report as it relates to the sales of the former President Jammeh's assets during and after the sittings of the Commission. On the issue of whether the government is considering an inquiry into the matter, I wish to state that the government is not contemplating any such action for now.
Thank you. Honorable Vice President, it is 2 years questions of such have been raised here. The Minister of Justice could not avail us in details of those requests. How soon would those requests avail to this August Assembly?
Honorable Speaker, I think Honorable Member for Fonyi Council at this point, we are committed to provide a comprehensive report as soon as possible. But in terms of specific time, I don't think I'm in a position to say at this point.
As the Vice President, assets, as the Janet Commission alluded, a billion plus. And if you look at various cars like Rolls-Royce, can you tell us the total cost compared to the assets that we have sold?
Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. Order.
Yes, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, the question the Honorable Member asking as a supplementary question is a substantive question.
Indeed, it is substantive. You are asking monies that don't fall under the purview of the Vice President. I now invite the Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
Thank you. Your Excellency, why is it difficult to produce the name of the buyers of the assets?
Honorable Speaker, as I said, it's not difficult to name the buyers of the assets, but as I said, a comprehensive report will be prepared and shared. I think at that point, we'll know all the details. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Fonyi Jallow.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Vice President, can you please inform this National Assembly how many assets of Gambia are now left?
Honorable, there should be no observation on that. That is substantive. You have rights to put up these questions. Please. Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Your Excellency, you've indicated that your office is in consultation with the Office of the Minister of Justice. If I am to put it to you that the consultations would have been done earlier than now, what will you say to that?
Honorable Speaker, I think the Honorable Member is assuming that the consultation is just starting now, and that's not the case. We have always been consulting on this issue.
Question number 122 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor. Mr. Vice President, Honorable Speaker, we have presidential advisors and special presidential advisor. Could His Excellency, the Vice President, explain to this august assembly what are the roles, duties, and responsibilities of special presidential advisor and advisor different from presidential advisors?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this august assembly that special presidential advisors perform many duties and act as personal confidant to His Excellency President and also advise the President on technical and administrative matters, whilst presidential advisors perform specific duties.
Thank you very much. I want the Vice President to tell us whether, before appointing presidential advisors, especially special presidential advisors, whether they will perform mental, check.
No, Honorable. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Yes, somebody is. Huh? Yes, Honorable Member for Sami.
Very much, Honorable Speaker, for the floor. I just want you to recognize that whoever wants to say anything must say point of order.
Honorable, I thought you were rising to a point of order. Yes, who is rising? Somebody was shouting. Who was rising to a point of order? Who?
One thing that has to be clear, we cannot, there's nowhere in no society where you can blame parents in combating crimes in the world. Nowhere. Let us not labor much on moralities and looking at issues that are more important to look at. Government has a responsibility, and we have government institutions that monitor crimes, that ensures that we combat crimes in a country. Look, we are seeing everywhere in the world, sons are killing their parents. And when they kill those parents, who takes charge of that case? It's the government institutions. When sons kill their mothers and their fathers, who takes care of those cases? Is that not a crime? Are we blaming parents for that killing? Look, what we need to do is, every parent have right to ensure that you discipline your children. But we are talking about a drug, the substance for which use is a crime. And who is responsible for combating crimes in a country? That is the government. What we could have talked about is to equip the institution that is responsible for monitoring those crimes and make sure that we combat it. And that's the responsibility of the parliament. The task force is already constituted, they don't have resources. What we could have done as a parliament is to allocate resources to them. Each of us are parents at home. We have every right to take care of our children. But the matter for which we are talking about today, we must talk to the government, the agency that is responsible for it, to do the needful. One thing I want to conclude my deliberation about is the youths that are complaining so much, I am fear about the future. We are complaining so much about governance, but I think this country has no future. The youth for which the government, the National Assembly, everyone else, these elders should transfer this country to, are telling us we are not ready to take care of your country. This is a manifestation. These are messages that they are saying to us that youth, we are not ready to hand over, to be handed over this country. It's a manifestation. So I think we the youth have to be responsible enough to leave this substance. It's so damaging and it's going to damage our country. In the next 3 years, we will not have youths who will contest for parliamentary seats because they will all die of course. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member for Kiang West. I now invite...
Point of order, Honorable Speaker. Point of order.
Honorable nominated member.
I'm still rising on 38G. And I'll read. A question shall not be asked for the purpose of obtaining an expression of opinion, the solution of an abstract case, or the answer to a hypothetical proposition. The honorable member is asking for the personal opinion of the Vice President. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
If I understand the question of the honorable member for Latrikunda Sabi, it is that, is the Vice President aware of the special advisor bringing in a lot of disrespect? Yes, the Vice President can answer that. He is aware or he is not aware. That's the question.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform the honorable member that I am not aware of any disrepute brought to the office. Thank you.
Honorable member for Fonyi Binta.
Honorable Speaker, I withdraw.
Honorable member for Talinding Kunya.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. His Excellency in his response mentioned that the special presidential advisor has specific functions, while the presidential advisor has main functions. What are these specific functions and these main functions?
Speaker, I don't think that is what I said. I said this presidential advisor has specific functions.
Honorable members, please allow the Honorable Vice President to talk.
Honorable Speaker, I'm sure this August Assembly is aware that special advisors have some tasks like youth advisor, political advisor, etc. Those are the specific functions.
Honorable member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I may have a similar question to that of Honorable Member for Talindi. Your Excellency, when we talk of special advisors and advisor, what are basically the special advices that are given to the President that is not given by an ordinary advisor?
Honorable Speaker, I refer to my earlier response. The special advisors are given many duties and act as personal confidant to the President. But the advisors are just specific in terms of youth, political, etc. That's what I said. Thank you.
I think that's clear. Honorable member for Fonyi Kansala. Pardon? Okay. What happened? Why?
Lower Sal.
Honorable Member for Lower Sal.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving the floor. Honorable Speaker, on his questions, the Vice President explained to this August Assembly what are the role and duties and responsibilities of the Special Presidential Advisors. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Vice President, are you aware that any monies that is allocated by the National Assemblies, because it's paid by the function and the duties of that particular person, this is why you are paid, and the same National Assembly who pay this special advisor. Are you aware of that?
Honorable Speaker, with due respect, can you repeat because I'm not clear about the question.
The member is asking the duties and the responsibility of the special advisor. And nobody is paid from government coffers without the duty and the responsibility, whereby the National Assembly can take and pay. Are you aware whether the National Assembly pays from the government coffers of these special advisors?
Point of order. Who is rising to a point of order? Sabak Sanya.
I'm rising on order 43-4. A supplementary correction order if it introduces matters not included in the original question and the answers provided. The correction that was asked has nothing to do with the payment of those advisors. And the Honorable Member is asking the Vice President whether he is aware that those special advisors are paid from monies that are approved by the National Assembly. I submit.
I want to agree with you that it's almost substantive.
No.
For Bunduka Kunda, I'm aware that he has dedicated the Honorable Member for Talinding to read the question on his behalf.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I read the question on behalf of Honorable Alhaji Suleiman Jamme, Member for Radakunda Sabi, Bunduka Kunda. Honorable Speaker, could His Excellency, the Vice President, inform this August Assembly about the level of readiness of the National Disaster Management Agency in terms of implementing measures to prevent flooding in vulnerable areas like Bundung, Talinding, Nemakungu, etc., before the commencement of the rainy season?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that the preparatory activities for the 2024 rainy season have commenced. As the National Disaster Management Agency, in collaboration with partners, is implementing short-term measures to mitigate potential flooding. This includes the Waka project under the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, which is currently undertaking manual excavation of the Kotu stream to maintain its natural contour.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The question talks about Talinding, Nemakungu, and Bundu. When you talk about measures, you've just mentioned about Kotu. What specific measures have you put in place for Talinding and Bundu?
Honorable Speaker, as I said, as directed, actually I directed before I traveled, I directed the Disaster Management Agency and some members of the subcommittee to go around and visit, and all of those places were visited, including Talinding, and a report has been submitted.
Thank you very much. They have visited. Fine. They have visited. Thank you for the visit. But the question is about the measures they are implementing. After visiting, what are they implementing now to prevent the flood?
Honorable Speaker, like I said, they have visited and they have submitted a report to me. And as you are aware, I've just returned from the pilgrimage last week, and since then I'm with you most of the time. But they have also presented a budget, which we are working on to make sure that they implement.
I would like to ask the Vice President whether these temporary measures also include disaster response team in the disaster-prone areas.
I want to confirm yes.
Honorable Member for Bakau. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Your Excellency, you've indicated that a report has been submitted to you. Can we share some of the recommendations of that report?
Honorable Speaker, as I said, the report has been submitted to me, but I didn't say I've read it because I've just returned from the pilgrimage. Thank you.
Question number 124 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Janjanbureh.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and thank you very much, the Vice President. Honorable Speaker, the Executive informed the public about the purchase of 100 vehicles for the just concluded summit of the OIC through a pre-financing agreement with Muhammed, owner of E-Space Motors. However, it is understood that only 89 vehicles were handed over to the government. Could His Excellency the Vice President clarify to this August Assembly how many vehicles were received from E-Space Motors, the nature of the signed contract, and provide evidence agreement signed between the government of the Gambia and E-Space Motors with tender documents and GPPA approvals that were sought?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that 100 executive vehicles were earmarked to be purchased for the OIC summit. However, the total number of vehicles was reduced to 89 due to changes in specifications of vehicles to be used by the heads of state, which had cost implications.
Honorable Vice President, I think you left part of my question not being answered. What about the agreement and the contracts? Will you be ready to share it with this August Assembly?
Honorable Speaker, as you are one thing I can confirm is the contracts were signed through the Minister of Finance with DPP approval. And I think maybe through the relevant committees, you can access that from the Minister of Finance.
Honorable Vice President, this time I am not asking the Ministry of Finance to provide me with this information. However, I am asking if the Office of the Vice President will be in a position to provide us with this relevant information.
Honorable Speaker, like I said, the information is with the Office of the Minister of Finance. As a Vice President, I am the one that chaired the board that made these decisions. That's why I'm in a position to provide these answers. But all the documents are with the Minister of Finance. They are not in my office.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabiji.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Vice President, when we are the OIC, there was this strategic resource mobilization put in place. Countries like Qatar, if I can remember, and Mauritania are supposed to give us vehicles for free. Why do we purchase vehicles when those countries promise to give us vehicles for free? What happened to that promise?
Honorable Speaker, I want to inform this August body that yes, there were lots of promises made, but most of those promises were not fulfilled. I want to also use this occasion to thank the government of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania that actually loaned us 100 vehicles, not loan, actually, they provide assistance of 100 vehicles that we use for the OIC, and they were returned after the OIC. In fact, for your information, the number of vehicles required for the whole process was over 400 vehicles that were required. We got 100 that they gave us from the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, and we also hired, the OIC Secretary hired some vehicles also, plus these 100 vehicles that we have bought by, through the government budget, through a pre-financing agreement as has been mentioned. 89.
Honorable Member for Bakau.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Your Excellency, how was this arrangement of pre-financing done by the government that led to Muhammed winning the contract?
Honorable Speaker, I think I will refer to it was the same question that the honorable question asked about the contract. The contract, all of these were tendered, and part of the requirement was a pre-financing requirement. That was part of the tender that was submitted by the Minister of Finance, because the Minister of Finance did not have the resources to buy at that particular point. So whoever wins will confirm that they are going to pre-finance the purchase of that. But like I said, all the documents are with the Minister of Finance, with GPP approval.
Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang.
Your Excellency, you said the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, is it borrowed or rented, the vehicles?
Honorable Speaker, we did not rent it. They gave it to us for use, after which they took the vehicles back to Mauritania.
Honorable Member for Sabak Sanjal.
I withdraw. It was a similar question. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Banjul Central.
Honorable Speaker, I did not raise my tag.
This is the second time that people are saying it, and I'm asking the table office. He's saying that they saw your tag off.
No, it must have been a mistake. I did not raise my tag.
Okay, thank you. Question number 125 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Janjambure.
Honorable Speaker, in his State of Nation address and subsequently during the nationwide tour in 2022, His Excellency the President of the Republic made a public pronouncement that the government will create 150,000 jobs. Could His Excellency the Vice President update this August Assembly how many jobs the government has created in specific areas, and inform us of policy options also in place or being considered to create more employment opportunities in rural areas, including Janjambure, my very constituency, in an effort to curb rural-urban migration?
Honorable Speaker, I wish to inform this August Assembly that the 150,000 jobs pronouncement was based on the target set by the National Employment Policy and Action Plan 2022-2026. However, government's role is to create an enabling environment, and it's for the private sector-led job creation.
Honorable Vice President, I'm not really getting happy with your answers. Notwithstanding, is it not your government's responsibility to collect data and also analyze that very data, more especially on issues of this kind, to better help inform the public on some of the progresses you are making, more especially around employment?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I concur with the Honorable Member that it is our role as a government to collect the data. But unfortunately, at this point, we don't have the data. I know that the Minister of Trade, Industry and Employment, they are in the process of trying to put that in place. But at this point in time, it is not available. But yes, you are right. It's our responsibility to monitor how many jobs are created by the private sector based on the policies that we have put in place. Thank you.
Honorable Vice President, if I may suggest that the current government is not prioritizing the employment of young people in this country. What will be the take of your office? Thank you.
Point of order. The question the honorable member is asking is in effect seeking an opinion, and also on 43 is not under the docket of His Excellency the Vice President.
Yes. I have said it here over and over. I think we have made rulings on asking personal opinions, if that was the question. And I think in a related question, the Honorable Vice President responded that specific documentations and areas were with the relevant institutions, and if need be, reference be made to them. We now move to the Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang Karanai.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the Vice President, when will we have the data for the jobs that are created, please?
Honorable Speaker, like I said earlier on, I know that the Ministry of Trade and Industry, they are working on it, but at this point, I cannot say when. But they are trying to develop software that will be able to monitor jobs that are created based on government policy environment that enables the private sector to create the jobs. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Latrikunda Sabigi.
Thank you very much. A pronouncement was made. You are now saying the ministry responsible has no facility to monitor. What can you tell the Gambian people as per a little number of creation?
Honorable Speaker, again, I repeat, if the facility is not there to monitor, I cannot be here to say that this is what we have done. All right, this is the point. Unless that system, they are already working on it, but the system has not been finalized. So in which case, they cannot be in a position to tell you these are the jobs that are created based on our policies.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Vice President, for ably responding to honorable members' questions. Honorable members, we proceed. Clerk, may we proceed?
Questions for oral answer. Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy.
May I now invite the Honorable Member for Petroleum and Energy to take the floor. Honorable members, questions for which due notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy by honorable members for oral answers. Question number 146 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Nyamina Dankunku.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on August 21st, 2023, a designated cargo loading 36,935.614 metric tons of petroleum products at a value of $30 million landed at the shore of our Gambian's water. Could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly where this product was offloaded and stored, and how the sales of this petroleum product was conducted?
Honorable Speaker, GAM Petroleum received gas oil that originated from Turkmenistan according to the certificate of origin submitted to the depot from cargo as follows. Gas oil discharged in the name of Apogee. Date on the 21st of May, 2023. Tanker vessel, and the vessel name is MT Pericles, with a total quantity delivered at the depot of about 14,000 338 metric tons of diesel, that's gas oil. 2023, another vessel named MT Bruno delivered 9,485.830 metric tons of gas oil. And on the 1st of September 2023, another tanker vessel, MT Baldo, delivered 5,646.67 metric tons, totaling to 29,473.763 metric tons of diesel. The selling of product was conducted entirely by the international trader and not by the depot, that's GAM Petroleum. It is the trader who issues release order for the buyer or the buyers. These are the oil marketing companies on the quantity to be purchased. It is also important to note that this trading takes place in the tanks based on the bounded warehouse concept.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Minister, you said the sale was released by the international trader itself. Does this match with our laws in the country? Because if the trader himself brings the petroleum product in the country and sells this entire product in the country without your ministry or even paying tax, how would you relate it to our laws in this country?
Honorable Member, there's an existing policy in place which is in line with the Petroleum Act that allows international oil traders to bunker their stock at the depot. And this stock, because the depot is now considered as the border, according to the existing policy. So the fuel is stored at the depot for a period of 30 days in which this trader would not pay the throughput charge to the depot, but after 30 days, then it starts attracting throughput charge. The tax that is being paid is paid by the OMCs. These are the oil marketing companies. When they buy the stock from the trader and at the distribute in country, they pay tax to GRA for the product that is being stored at the depot. But the policy, and as per the Petroleum Act, the international oil traders are not supposed to pay the tax when they store their products at the border. And that's the existing policy in place.
Honorable Minister, there is a written document, a policy document from Pura that says this says 36,000 metric tons. That was illegal trading of fuel products. Are you aware of that? We have evidence of that.
Thank you, Honorable Member. If the Honorable Speaker will allow me, we earlier received a parliamentary question that is also related to the question that you are asking, and we've provided a response to that. And if you can give me the opportunity, Honorable Speaker, then I will read. Yeah. So, but in response to that, there were two other companies, not actually the international trader, but another company that's registered in the Gambia, but it's not an oil trading company. But unfortunately, when they applied for a trading license, or what is called a license for the trading, to do import of oil, what is petroleum products into the country, when they apply to Pura, normally it's a requirement for them to submit their financial statement. So when they did the submission to Pura found out that they were already trading. There are funds that have been, that are in their financial statement that is showing that they are trading in petroleum product. And they have no license. So Pura had already taken the necessary administrative steps. And this is still ongoing, and Pura as a regulator is handling this one. The company that brought stock at the depot is Apogee. But the other two companies that, that apply for petroleum product license are not actually having the import license, and they found out that they were really trading in the product, and that was illegal in terms of Pura's regulatory, what is called requirements.
Honorable Member for Janjambure.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Minister, let me seize this opportunity to congratulate you. However, in your response that you provided, you said there was a company that was found without an import license, and there was a legal notice finding them wanting. Can you inform this august assembly what steps have your ministry taken in regulating that particular issue? Thank you.
Thank you very much. As I said earlier, the responsibility to regulate that aspect is currently being handled by Pura. They haven't come up with any recommendation to the ministry yet. They are still handling the matter, and based on the update, Pura is still pursuing the matter. And the companies that have applied for the license have not been issued for the fact that they have found them wanting, and they are still pursuing the matter. So unless we receive the final recommendation from Pura, I will not be in a position right now to give you a response to that.
Member for Oluyundu.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, I just wanted you to confirm. The member wrote a figure of 36,935, 614 metric ton, and you provided 29,473 kind of metric ton. Just for confirmation, are you telling us that the 36,000 is not accurate?
Maybe I will not say it's not accurate, but based on the records that we have from the depot, it's 29,473, 763 metric ton. That's what we have in our records from the depot.
Question number 147 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang.
Honorable Speaker, could the Minister for Petroleum Energy inform this August Assembly when will the remaining villages in my constituency have electricity? Example, Jakoy Sibrik, Bita, Upert, Sikon, Sita, Jako, Nyanjit, Denelo, Fasinjai, Jilembe, Kareman Jamfa, and Jakoy Bintang.
Honorable Speaker, these villages are not covered under the ongoing electrification projects. However, they have been identified and included in the list of outstanding villages to be electrified before the end of 2025. Funding is being sought to launch the project before the end of 2025, inshallah.
Thank you, thank you.
Honorable Member for Fonyi Bintang, I'm hearing a lot of thank you, thank you, thank you. The answer seems to be you seem to be very happy with the answer. No, any supplementary? No.
Could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly what immediate measures has the ministry put in place to address this pressing concern? Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, Banjul's water supply is sourced from Serakunda. However, the rapid population growth within the supply zones from Serakunda water treatment plant has led to a noticeable decline in service delivery. This issue is further compounded by aging infrastructure and storage facilities. Furthermore, two of the elevated water storage tanks, that is Albion 1 and 2, are currently decommissioned exacerbating the service delivery issues in Banjul. Nonetheless, works to enhance the water supply and improve service delivery in both Serakunda and Banjul are ongoing. These works are being implemented through the World Bank funded project, that's the Gambia Electricity Restoration and Modernization Project. Under that project, we have funding for water supply component. And the French Development Agency also is supporting us, which is under the WASIP project. The improvement measures include: 1, drilling of deep sand aquifer boreholes in Serakunda to boost water production, replacement of all transfer pumps and associated electrical control systems at both Serakunda and Mile 2 pumping stations, construction of additional storage facilities, and replacement of all dilapidated elevated storage tanks in both Serakunda and Banjul. The World Bank funded project is under implementation, whereas the WASIP project is currently at an advanced stage of procurement and is expected to be completed by end 2025.
Statement, he mentioned, he attributed some of the challenges on aging infrastructure. I would want him to inform the August Assembly if there are any plans at the level of the ministry to change or rehabilitate all those changing.
And the answer is yes. I've already indicated that we'll be constructing storage facilities and also replacing the old and dilapidated elevated storage tanks in both Serakunda and Banjul.
Honorable Member for Serakunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Could the Honorable Minister tell us where in Serakunda is the drilling of deep aquifer borehole taking place?
When we say Serakunda, it's the well-filled area, not necessarily within the town of Serakunda, but that is the catchment area where we have our water treatment facilities. So the identification of the deep aquifer boreholes would be done by the contractors when the contracts are signed, before the signing of the contract, sorry. And these places are going to be identified. The studies are ongoing, and the areas for these boreholes to be drilled will be identified. And we will get support from the Minister of Water Resources to be able to identify the right places. Because you know why we are doing this deep aquifer boreholes? It's because Serakunda area is a built-up area, and some of the boreholes that we have there now are currently being contaminated. With the nitrite content is very high, and we have to decommission some of them. So this is the other option that we wanted to now utilize, so that we can solve the water problem within the Greater Banjul area.
Question number 149 of 2024 by the Honorable Member for Jara Central.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for admitting my question. Honorable Speaker, could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy inform this August Assembly why the following communities in my constituency, Jara Central, were left out during the recent concluded electrification survey exercise within the said constituency, viz. Sasita Toranka, Medina Sasita, Digante, Sare Bulli, and Sare Omar. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, these communities have not been included in the ongoing electrification project due to funding issues, but they have now been identified and included in the list of the outstanding villages for future projects. Government has started engaging its partners for support in providing access to electricity for these communities before December 2025.
Unprecedented level of power outrage in rural areas during the past 3 months, coupled with inadequate water supply as observed in a number of times. Could the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy offer an explanation for this power outrages and water shortages being experienced in many places, including Janjambure, and further inform us of the Ministry's plan to address these situations?
Honorable Speaker, the intermittent power outages experienced in URR and CRR due to the construction works for the ongoing electrification project in URR, which involves the connection of transformers on the medium voltage transmission line. And for the transformers to be connected, power supply to the line has to be switched off for safety reasons, which results in the power outages that are being experienced recently in URR and CRR. Honorable Speaker, stable water supply system is fundamentally reliant on constant power supply, which has been irregular recently due to the factors I have just mentioned above. Thus, the intermittent water supply could be partially attributed to this power supply problem. However, power supply disruptions may not be the sole cause of the intermittent water supply in Janjanbureh, as the community's water supply depends on a single borehole and one elevated water storage tank. Any technical fault on this critical infrastructure